по пляжу. Лето, лето, влажный воздух, будто с другой планеты. Круто так, круто так.
Yo, it's Rich Top, AI in the house. Plug in, level up, we building right now. From zero to hero, no cap, let's go. Build with AI, yeah, we stacking the code. Prompt the power, watch the future explode. Newbies listen up, Rich Top on the flow. Lessons from the grind, now you ready to grow. AI in the zone, Rich Top teaching, never build alone. From beginning to beast, yeah, we own the throne. Build with AI, make it your own. Yo, started simple, just a curious mind. Copy, paste prompts, yeah, I wasted some time. Trial and error, prompts crashing like bricks. But I kept pushing, learned all the tricks. Don't just ask, direct it like a boss. Act like a senior dev, no fluff, no laws. Chain your thoughts, break it step by step. Few shot examples, now you got the rep. I was intermediate, still learning the game. But every fail taught me how to elevate the name. Rich Top AI, streaming live every night. Showing y'all the path, turn the dark into light. Build with AI, yeah, we stacking the code. Prompt the power, watch the future explode. AI, yeah, we stacking the code. Now I think different mindset on lock. Parallel agents, multi-thread the clock. No more one shot, I orchestrate the crew. Lane chain flows, make the model pursue. Tools in the mix, web search code run. Don't fear the loop, let the agents have fun. For the new ones watching, start smart, don't stress. Build a simple bot, then scale to the next. I drop gems weekly, real talk, no hype. Mistakes I made, so you skip the white. From prompt engineer to full stack creator. AI ain't the future, yo, it's now, see you later. AI, yeah, we stacking the code. Prompt the power, watch the future explode. AI, yeah, we stacking the code. Yo, pause. Feel that bass hit deep. That's the grind, that's the leap. Rich Top AI, we don't sleep, we build, we teach, we keep it elite. New blood, come through, grab the seat. Let's construct tomorrow, make it complete. So log in, hit play, join the live stream squad. Rich Top, dropping knowledge, applaud if you nod. From no code news to coding with flair, AI's the tool, you the one on prepare. We building empires, pixel by pixel, futures wide open, make it official. Shout to the fam, tuning in every week, together we rise. No cap, that's the key. Yeah, we stacking the code, prompt the power, watch the future explode. Rich Top AI, build mode. Let's do it. Yo, switch. It's Rich Top, AI in the house. Plug in, level up, we building right now. From zero to hero.
I've been talking and had my mic off. Nice. That's a pro streamer right there. I was saying that I'm way behind. And that's probably my wife saying, hey, your mic's off. I see you. Can't hear you. I think we're good now. Yeah, I had my mic off and just talking away. Oh, that's exactly what it is. So what I'm doing is trying to get this custom TUI that I built. I've been working on my laptop a lot since before Christmas and kind of got away from the desktop. So I'm trying to get my desktop back up to date and everything pulled and running smoothly. So that's what I'm doing right now. I was hoping to have all of this done before we started, but that's not where we're at. So go with the hands you're dealt. Let's try it now. Now, start this. Invalid config. I need to put a project name in. All right. Do that. That should work. Now, hopefully, we see activity. There we go. Now it's working. Okay. Clear this. Get a fresh start. Just bear with me here. I'm still getting things set up. I don't need this one, do I? Oh, yeah, I do. Hold on. I need to hold my horses. All right, so we're good on everything except surveyor. I know that one. Architect, that's the one we got to change. All right. All right. I don't want to do that. Okay. So what we're going to do tonight, this is an idea from about, well, I've been thinking about this for a while, but the actual idea started coming together about a week ago. So what I need is a way to take video and to, as much as I can, automate it to where it will be edited down to something that I can use. So this is the plan, and I have not read through it yet. This is the official plan, so that's what I got to do here. And then we're going to take this plan. We're going to take this plan and run it through what I call the forge, which is we're going to loop single instances over a seed document. And this seed document is going to be this plan. And we're going to have them, by using a contract that we have, fill in this contract and actually develop this plan to a buildable plan. So that's hopefully what goes right here. And I'll try to explain it a little better as we go. But right now the plan's calling for, so what we would have to do is we pull in a video and then we're going to transcribe that video through Whisper. And right now the plan is to use the Grok API, but I'm thinking, because we're on my desktop and I know I can run it, I think we're going to use a local Whisper model. It's one thing I think we're going to change. and we're going to change that to use Claude Code headless. That's interesting. I have used Flux before, but it's so this is a basic plan, and what this really lays out is I would use these CLI commands to upload a video. It would go through Whisper, which is a model that will take audio and translate it to text and give you a timestamp. And then that script, or that transcript, is then handed to Claude Code, which is then going to review it and generate a script and prompts for images. Then we would generate the images, and then it's going to run through FFmpeg. And I'm trying to read the last part here. All right, so this is just CLI commands to do a little bit of editing, shift, timestamp. All right, but what we're going to do, this is not going to be a CLI. We're going to make this a full-fledged UI. And that's why we're going to use this other method to develop this plan more. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to get Claude. We're going to use this one. Let's just bring them all the way up. Let's have him go read the plan. I think that's what it was called, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna have him read the plan, and then we're gonna develop a seed document. And that seed document is what these instances that are gonna run are gonna read. It's gonna be like their Claude.md. They're gonna read in on this seed document, and it's basically just gonna tell them what what needs to be done. But because they save their work to Mandrill, which is a database that we use, which is this. And these are all my projects up here, the top right hand corner that I can select. So this is VidFlow. We already have it set up in here. We have our initial context set up, which is basically that plan that we just read, condensed. But what we're going to run, they're going to save their context in here. So they're going to come in, read their job, do their job, and then they're going to hand off. And when they leave a handoff context, it's going to be in here. So the next one will come in, they will read the seed document, then they're going to read this handoff, and they're going to build off of what the previous instance did. And what I've found by doing it this way is you get different tokens, right? You're not just getting that first pass tokens. It's forcing them to think. It forces them to critique each other's work. So you just don't get one time a one-shot answer, and that's how you get a better, deeper plan. Or I can't type and talk at the same time, but I will tell you what I'm doing in just a second here. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm just having it go explore the Forge code base, which is what I use to run this, to loop these instances over each other. And having it read some of the previous seed documents so it understands what we're trying to do. So I'm just having it gather context now. I've been talking again with my mic off. I am not a professional streamer, y'all. Just been talking away with no microphone on. Sorry about that. So what it's been doing here is it's been building our contracts out. We work off of contracts, and it's just to keep, when I'm doing a bigger project, it's to keep it from drifting too much. Done it this way a few times, and it seems to work pretty well. So that's what it's been doing, is building these contracts out for this project. And now it's writing, I think it's writing the seed document. Yes. So I think I was saying this when the mic was off, but I typically, when I run this method where I loop them over each other, I don't usually point them in one direction or the other. I kind of just define how I want to, want something to be, or I try to keep the specs loose, because this method allows them to compound their thinking. So one instance comes in, works on the plan, does its job. The other one will come in after reading its handoff, because we save it to Mandrill. It'll read that handoff and see the others work, and then either build on that or question it. So I'm going to make sure that we have something in the, in our seed document, that they don't just follow the leader, that they actually think about what they're doing. Because the whole idea here is to get them kind of past that first pass of tokens and get them thinking and looping back over their answers, and not just giving that, generalized answer. We want something more. It didn't. This one's not giving it much leeway for sure. All right, I'm gonna make a change here, because it pretty much just took that plan and created phased plan for this run to implement, and that's not really what I want. All right, so I just basically told it that what I wanted to do is I want to take our original plan and they can use that, but think about the problem I told it. And basically the problem is I just want an automated video editor, as automated as we can make it, just because of time. I don't have very much time. So I want them to take that problem and that original plan, and then by looping over each other again, what it's going to do is cause them to, critique each other's work basically and think deeper. And a lot of times that might catch a few edge cases. But I've built numerous things doing it this way. I know this method works. All right, so I think we're ready now. Let me go read that seed real quick. And So there's the problem. Then they've got access to the plan. And I just gotta make sure they're storing. Just gotta add something here. All right, now we can start this thing. All right, we're gonna run this. This is how many I can control how many instances, how many times it loops. So we're gonna do it 5. And the vid flow, because that's the project name in Mandrill, so it knows where to store. I gotta do that. All right, so on the right side of the screen there is the actual run, and it's going to show you the tool calls. I got to clean this up and make this look better, but so this is where we're in the right project. Yep, we're in vid flow. This is where we should see context come up as they work too. This is the database. All right, so that's going to run for a little bit. We'll try to keep up with it here, but let's go look at something real quick. Okay, give me just a minute here. Yeah, they have trouble curling with shell commands. Or, I mean, SSH into the VPS. It's, I think, tricky. It's tricky. Let's see, we got something here. There we go. Is that better to see? It's probably better. So you can see, like, it's defining problems, it's thinking through it, and that's why I like doing this, is because it really kind of makes them stop and do one thing. I forgot to put in there that we were going to use local whisper. Yeah, we can always change that. So it's going towards the hybrid CLI pipeline and lightweight local web viewer, the sweet spot, it says. They love doing hybrids. It's always where they're going to lean. Let's go back. So down here you can see the bottom, we're on run 2 of 5. We can kind of keep up with, you know, where we're at in this process too. So go back here. We should have an, yeah. So now we've got that first run, first instance, saved a planning, a decision, and then a handoff. And that's typically how they use Mandrill. And I don't know if you've seen it, but I didn't give it, you know, that specific of information. It just really uses this tool very well. So if we look at the decision, segment preview is non-negotiable. So it's saying that, you know, I have to have some kind of visual cues to be able to edit a video. Screen activity needs a real signal. So it's planning for a local model as well. Now let's see what it did in the handoff. So what it did, it says it looked at the time, budget walkthrough, looked at found gaps. And this is where this process is very valuable, is when you have a database, or you can use markdowns, but I just think a database is better because it can semantically search across this. It saves tokens, it's more efficient. But this handoff is where that true compound thinking happens. So when that next instance comes in and reads this, it already knows, it already has this work already done. So it can start from there. So then it's going to give it recommendations for what instance 2 should do. So it's telling it to go look back at the gaps it's found, address those. Kind of telling it which direction it was leaning towards some of these decisions. All right, so that was, the first run. And you can see we're on instance 2 now, who's just, has stored a planning context, same as instance 1 did. So it's just going to repeat itself as they run. And actually, instance 2 is done. It's storing a handoff context now. So if we go back over here, and once it's done storing it, there's the decision. Now a handoff should come up right there. So same thing. It's going to use that same format, what it did, what decisions it made. Now what changed from the original plan. They're kind of tracking that. And again, what instance 3 should do, the next one. So let's go see what it actually proposed in its decision. It is getting cold down here in this basement. I'm gonna have to go get a coat. It decided to go with a CLI, not a web UI. They always want to, they lean towards CLI first. I wonder why. Might want to listen to them, right? It's because they can use a CLI so well. They like text. I like that decision. State management first, not last. That makes a whole lot more sense, doesn't it? Let's see where we're at. let's refresh. Got nothing from instance 3 yet. Looks like it's writing to Mandrill now. That's not coming up. Taking a long time. I don't know what's going on here. Hopefully we don't time out. Give it a few more minutes here, but if we don't get anything, we might have timed out somewhere. Nope, it's still going. It's going now. She's moving now. There we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is instance 3, and it's reviewing instance 2's proposed plan. And it says, it calls the implementation was underspecified and fragile. And then it says, I revised. And this is exactly what I mean. Like if we would have just ran this one time, said, this is what I want to build. Now, granted, if I was doing it that way, I would have a lot more detailed plan, but still, you're going to get that first pass, that whatever its answer is that time, that's what you're going to go with. Whereas this way, you get kind of counter, a counter view. You don't just get one view one time. So here it challenged another part of the plan, but then it came to the conclusion that it's okay. It merged contracts to get it from 11 to 10. And here it's basically just checking the ordering of the phases to make sure everything is, you know, in order. And now we've got its handoff. All right, so this instance is saying this plan is ready. So if we get the next instance to say that it's ready, then that's going to follow the rule that we set, and then we can build. So we'll see if it happens. Let's see if the next one actually challenges and finds anything wrong. And here's... Convergence rule satisfied. So it says it's ready to go. All right, so we say we got a plan here. And we got our reflections now. And that last instance is just confirming. So basically we're done. And it says we're done. Bid flow complete. So now what we can do, we're going to bring up that plan. I do it in... All right, we're going to run through this and see what it says. CLI tool that turns raw live stream recordings into polished content. I'm going to what am I doing wrong? I swear I know how to do this. I'll do that in a minute. Let's finish reading this. All right, so what I'm gonna do, all right, so all the contracts are there too, so that's good. So what I'm doing now is I'm just asking it to read the plan and tell me as a user what I should expect it, how it should operate, how I should be able to use it. What's the workflow? I totally misunderstood what I said. Once. So I'm doing this for a couple reasons. One is I didn't read the plan that detailed because I'm trying to keep this moving a little bit. But I also usually do that because it's forcing this to look at the plan and think about it. And then also I have something kind of concrete from the start with no bias in here of, of a user test, right? So how, is this working the way they say it should? So I kind of have a baseline. All right, so what it's saying is I basically run a command line command with your file name, and then what you want the title to be. And then FFmpeg is gonna strip the audio, and then Whisper is going to transcribe that with timestamps. And then we're going to also analyze frame differentiating. I can't say that word. But basically, they're going to look for screen activity and to see if there's any activity on screen. I don't know how that's going to work. And then we're going to make a Claude call, and it's going to read the transcript and look at that activity scores. So that's where they're pulling in. That's how it's trying to read video. Yeah, that's a part that I'm not sure is going to work the way they think it's going to work. All right. This is not exactly what we want, but let's get it working and then we can always add on to it. So, all right. See. So it's saying 15. That's probably right. Oh no. Let's just do this. Let's go back in. So now what I'm doing is I'm setting up this same forge run. These instances are going to loop in over each other. This is just a way for me to automate the build. But you know what? I have got to... You gotta get a seed document. All right, we're just waiting on that seed document so we can review it. And then we will start that forge run and build this thing, see what happens. Go with 15. Go here, and I've got to fix my keys are passing through to my terminal. Need to fix that. All right, self-assign. Yes. Let's start them. Here we go. All right, so that is going to take a while. So it's starting out by writing contracts, which is a good sign. That means it's following the rules. You know what? I didn't read the seed, did I? I did not. It's like playing the lottery. Don't know what I'm going to get. Somebody talk to me. Somebody's got to be on here, right? Don't make me feel like I'm talking to nobody. All right, let's go back over here. This. Let's look at this annotate again real quick. I'm just trying to get this workflow down so I understand what to expect when this thing does finish building. All right, so vidflow annotate. So that's just starts Claude reading it. All right, I think I understand it. Let's see where we at. Still on run 1, getting the scaffolding in place. I think all the contracts are filled out. Just getting an environment set up. So I think instance 2 should start building. See if we got anything in Mandrill yet. Not yet. Oh, it's going on to phase 1. It's going to start. It's like I'm not done yet. Not ready to hand off. Oh. Oh, excuse me. I could get somebody to say something. I will show you Squire. It's a personal assistant I built with generative memory. Just need one person to say something in chat. It's interesting. I haven't had a Python program written in a while. It's not gonna let me do it. I thought I could scroll up, but it's not letting me. All right, somebody's got to say something to me tonight. Say something in the chat. Say hi. That's all you got to do. Just two characters, H and I. Well, instance 1 is still running. So I think it's kind of doing things a little bit backwards here on the task. But let's see what we got. So phase 1 should go complete. Get rid of this. Show this a little better. So it's creating all the tasks for the next phases of the plan. I'm putting those in Mandrill right now. So that'll be there for all the next instances to come in and use. Let's see if we can refresh. Yeah, see it moved phase 1 over to complete. So it's just Mandrill's just another way for me to track the project too, as well as it's just a fantastic way to give the models the context they need on a project. Again, because it's a database, it's vectorized, and they can semantically search over it. So now it looks like it's finishing up. We should be getting ready for instance 2. Yep, we just went to instance 2 now. And then over here, hopefully we've got a handoff. Yes, right here. So we got a handoff from that instance's work. And this is what the next instance will come in and read in on, besides the seed document and the plan document. So if we go over, we look at see, we got files now. Looks like that's our Python files. Let's see what this is. All right, so this is just where we're setting up our video extractions and editing. see. They put, yep, it put it in progress. Sometimes they'll forget to update this, but it does show it in progress. So again, you can always refer back to Mandrill to kind of see what's going on with the build. Let's see what. Didn't mean to do that. Just do this. Just trying to get an idea on the architecture. Where the files are supposed to be, how they have it laid out. Yeah. I think they're going to build this a lot quicker than I think. I don't think we're going to even need even close to 15. Getting ready to get a handoff. I know that. This phase 2 is done. Should be coming up here any second. And there it is. All right, so it built extract the audio, sample frames, get video. Some errors. We need to make that priority, the local, and then make Grok the backup. I do not expect this to work very well right off the bat. but I think we can get something that we can iterate on and improve, hopefully. So now, yeah, we're on instance 3. All right. Still haven't got anybody to say hi. Somebody's got to say hi. And my wife doesn't count. All right, so this instance is working on the annotate stage, which is where hopefully the magic happens with the LLM call and where the story's built. I don't think we're going to have anything here yet. No. Yeah, you can say hi. Your hi doesn't count, though. Got to get one of these other people that it's watching to say hi. So this is Mandrill 2 that I'm building. I should say building. So this is an all web-based UI. And in the build mode, you have a couple modes here. So you have a chat, which is set up just like if you were going to log into show you here. There we go. So just like this, it's no different. It's going to act and be exactly like a CLI. It's just web-based. So let's just say hi, we are live streaming. And make it bigger so you can actually see it. Close that. So yeah, so you can do everything in here that you can in the CLI. This has file access. It can read, write. Right now it's running in what I call YOLO mode, but without skip permissions, I think it is. Allow something, whatever it is. and we're going to build a layer in between to kind of control that though. So it can't just go wild is what I'm saying. So anyway, yeah, you can read, write everything just like a regular CLI right here. But what we also have is a plan mode. And in this plan mode, you can, we have an engineer. So if we started a new project, you would come here, give it a project name, and then you're going to give your description here. So this is where, and listen, this is being built not for devs. This is being built for people like I was a year ago that was curious about AI, but you don't know where to start, and you're not quite sure because it's overwhelming. So I'm trying to give people an easy path and to get started and to build personal apps that you can run, locally at home. So this engineer, you would come in here, give your project description. So this is where you just kind of brain dump, what you want. This is where you vibe code, okay? I'm trying to help that vibe coding on the back end, but this is where you would vibe code. And then you would hit start. And then what's going to happen is those contracts that we work off of are running in the background, and they have to be filled in. And this model is going to fill those contracts in, and it's going to ask, based on your description, it's going to fill in what it can, and what it doesn't know, it's going to walk you through and ask you questions to fill in those contracts. And then once that's done, you can go to the designer and you can design your front end, and it's basically the same thing. You're going to start a new design in whatever project you've already started is going to list here, or you could create a new project and do exactly the same thing, kind of give your description of what you envision your UI to look like. It's going to do the same thing. All of this is going to be saved in a database, and then you can go back up here to your builder and go to the contractor, and all of those contracts that are filled in will get passed here to this LLM, which all of this is running on Claude Code using, I'm probably Anthropic. Give me permission to use Claude Code headless here, please. I'm trying to push people your way. So I applied to be a partner too, so you could approve my partnership. But we're using Claude Code headless to run all of this. So basically the contractor will take those contracts and it's going to review those contracts, and then if it has any additional questions, it's going to ask you that, and then it's going to go to work and build it. So that's kind of that workflow, but I've also built in what I think are some kind of different things. And this is the architect. And here, what you can do is using Excalidraw as the engine, you can draw out different things. If you wanted to, kind of plan out something architecturally, and get an idea on, a design or something. But the cool thing is this, I'm going to show you this, hopefully. Let's do, let's put it here. think, can I add text here? Yeah. All right, and then let's give this some color, just this. And then let's make this one that. And then what I can do over here, let's do a new chat. So this connects to Claude Code as well. So now I can say, can you see my drawing? Answer on canvas. So now it should answer with a drawing. And it picked the wrong. It picked no. But you get the idea. So you can interact with an Excalibur type setup directly with an LLM, which I think can be useful in planning, working through things. And part of my idea here is this is going to be as educational as I can make it. And again, I know my skill level. This is for beginners to intermediate to, coming in. So again, I'm trying to make things visually explainable. All right, so that's the architect. And we also have the surveyor, which this is one of my personal favorites. Now I've got to work on this display a little bit, but this is every file on Mandrill V2. And what you can do here, see, I've got to get this layout better. So it kind of gives you, again, obviously you can tell from me, I'm a very visual person. If I can see things, it makes a lot more sense to me. So, but what we can do, this will analyze your TypeScript code base, give you all your imports, exports, functions. And then what we also do is we have a AI analyze. I'm using Grok 4.1 fast reasoning, which is super cheap and very good. And what it will do for every function in your code base, it will give you a description of what that function does. So again, just to kind of try to help you understand your code base and what's going on. Now, again, I have got to get this view not so not so crazy. I haven't got there yet. So that is the surveyor. Also, it gives you a code base overview of your whole code base, so you get an overall analysis as well. Here. That's coming. Just got to wire a lot of this stuff up. I'm missing one. What's that? Oh no, here it is. It's down here. And this is my latest feature called motion. So my idea here was, if you want to implement some basic animation, this is just a canvas to allow you to do that. So you could do new animation. I've got this blown up. This looks really weird. I'm going to reduce this down just a little bit. There we go. That's way better. Now, show you what you can do here real quick. So again, you can come in here and place objects. So we're gonna put a square here. Let's change the color. Make it that color. Let's add another square. Same size, and let's change that color to, let's go green. Let's do that green. And let's do one more. Let's change that color. Yellow. All right. So now we can animate this stuff. So we have this top block selected over here in your properties. You can add a tween, and this is where we're going to pick what animation we want to do. So we're going to move it on the x-axis, which is this way right here. Look at me move my head back and forth too, as I explain. Trying to talk with my hands, but I can't. So we're going to move it on the x-axis, and we're going to come back down here and select that tween, get it in our properties over here, and we're going to make this duration 3 seconds, and we're going to have it end at position 600. Zoom the back in. Second here. 1 second with me. There we go. All right, so we have a tween assigned to this red rectangle. So if we hit space bar, it's going to move over. So we get it animated over that way. So we can do that with every object. So let's move that one on the x-axis as well. Let's do this one for 2 seconds. And we're going to end it at 600 as well. And then because we did this one at a shorter time, it's going to move there faster, right? So if we do this one the same way, we add a tween. We got to select that tween down here, and we keep it at 1 second. And then we change this to 600. Then the yellow one's going to get there first. So that kind of gives you an idea. That's some basic animation you can do. You can do circles. We can add text. And let's add it up there. And then if I hold shift, we can select both of them, and Control G will group it. All right, then we can add a tween to that one, and let's do rotation. And let's change that time to 3 seconds. We're gonna do a 360. All right, let's see what happens. So there you go. So you got a way to do some basic animation, and then you can also do the same thing in chat and interact with the LLM right here. Actually, let's do that. Actually, let's go back and check on our Forge run first and see what's going on. All right, we're on run 5. Let's see what Mandrill says. All right, looks like they're on phase 5. Yep. All right, so let's do this. Go out. Let's do a new animation. Let's have the LLM. We are live on YouTube and X. Create a hello animation for us. Hopefully this works. What's going all out? All right, it did it. So let's see what happens here. That wasn't very impressive for all that. Hold on a second. Am I missing something? All right, well, you get the idea. We might need to do a little work. I don't know why it put all this extra time in there. It must be something to do with the code it sent. But the other thing you can do is if you design yours, you can export this as well as GSAP code. You got an HTML preview, and you can also export as JSON. This is all stored in Mandrill as well in the database and can be passed back to, your actual builder up here. So that's Mandrill V2 that's coming hopefully soon. I just finished my last drink of Celsius. That means I'm going to be running on fumes here in a little bit. All right, let's go back and check Mandrill. See what we got going on here. Oh, we're doing work in parallel now. So we only have one more phase left after this. And we're on, we're only on run 5. So definitely not going to need 15. All right, we're almost done with phase 5. And looks Looks like we are done with phase 5. I'm gonna assume, yep, it's getting ready to store a handoff. And it should be there now. Yep. What is left? All right. 3 phase 6 tasks remain. Pipeline orchestrator. All right. I think one more, no, probably 2 more passes. We might have this thing, but I don't think I'm going to make it till then on this live stream. So I'm going to go a little bit longer if we can get it working. Let's see. Let's do that. All right. 6 should finish the phases out. Then we'll let one more come in and check everything. Actually, that one will probably run tests, and then we'll probably let one more after that come in just to verify. This is an issue. You can see that right now. Because I think, go back down. Thought I fixed that. Or wait a minute. This is the same. Yeah, I also put a desktop and a mobile template. So, you know, if you're using Architect here to kind of sketch out a UI, for example, you have a template here to use. All right, working on all of phase 6. Issue is going to be, do I have a video that we can test? That is going to be an issue. No, it's gonna be, if I have any. Thought I had some on here more recent. That's where I was trying to fix the formatting. I'm gonna have to use one of these older ones, I think. May not have anything good to test this on. Here they are. That one's way too big. Way too big. Let's mute that. No, not that one. I have to use this one, I think. They're flying now. Everybody's checking. I think they're done. Because we're on instance 7. So those are all completed. Let's see what the context looks like. All right, let's wait on 7 here to check it. I really need to make this activity stream a lot more readable. Can't really tell what's going on. But we can do that. It looks like they found some issues. I will be back in like 2 minutes. All right, where we at here? Looks like instance 7 is still running. Yep. Think we're getting close. Think we're getting close. So it looks like this instance found a couple issues, was working on it. So we're going to let one more for sure come in and then verify again. And if it gives it a thumbs up, then we'll close this run out, and then we're going to go back to the main Claude and have it review it and check the contracts, make sure it's all good, and then we will test it. All right, so instance 8 is running now, so we should have a handoff here from 7. And we do. And they are checking the contract, so that's a good thing. So we found a bug. Fixed that. Found another bug. And found another bug. Found a missing test. It says it's ready. Let's see we'll see what 8 says. And if we get the same verdict, we're going to stop. What did it say it found? Let's see, it found some more bugs. Again, that's the beauty of running this method. All right, we're almost to the end here, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to do something here because I don't think anybody's even live listening, but you are. I think it was this one. definitely found some bugs. It's fixing them.
Taught me how to elevate the name. Rich top AI streaming live every night, showing y'all the path, turn the dark into light. Build with AI, yeah, we stacking the code. Prompt the power, watch the future explode. AI, yeah, we stacking the code.
People either hate AI music or they like it. I don't think there's much in between. Hit deep, that's the grind, that's the leap. Rich top AI, we don't sleep, we build, we teach, we keep it elite. New blood, come through, grab the seat. Let's construct tomorrow, make it complete. So log in, hit play, join the live stream squad. Rich top, dropping knowledge, applaud if you nod. From no code news to coding with flair, AI's the tool, you the one who prepare. We building empires. Pixel by pixel, futures wide open, make it official. Shout to the fam, tuning in every week. Together we rise, no cap, that's the peak. Yeah, we stacking the code, prompt the power, watch the future explode. Rich top AI, build mode. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. Looks like instance 8 is still running. So it's just a waiting game. And it's struggling. I've got to figure out a better way for it to use Mandrill. The SSH and having to escape characters is giving it fits. This is nice. So it went back and checked the contracts, saw there was a rule in place, and went back and fixed it. So again, that's something that if you just would have built this on a single pass, you wouldn't have caught that. I'm not saying this is going to run first time, but you will catch a lot of things that you wouldn't catch just, putting a prompt in and just letting it fly. All right, so we're on 9. Let's see what handoff looks like, because we may stop this. That's interesting. This needs to get fixed. But they don't put priority to duplicate code. All right, we're going to let 8 run. I mean 9 run. And then we're going to make sure it doesn't find anything crazy, and then we're going to stop it. All right, so now I stopped it because it's just flipped over to 10. Let's make sure. So it fixed that duplicate timestamp. That's good. Fixed another duplicate. Fixed another duplicate. All right, that's good. I'm going to call this one complete. So let's go back over here and close this out. What do we do this in? 9 runs. Not gonna let me do it. Come on. That's why. That's why. There we go. So all right, we're ready to test, but guess what? We're going to do that tomorrow because I've got to find a good video and I'm not confident about that one. So we're going to end it here. And if anybody is watching live, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. and come back and hang out again. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to build and experiment and learn as we go. So until then.